7 FM, KC Radio, on an hour of power and leadership with me, Ryan Gomez. My Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Ryan Gomez segment. So if you want to send me some feedback, or as a matter of fact, send us a message, get onto my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Ryan Gomez segment. And we're streaming live to the web on all the W's. That's www.kcradio.com.au. I like to touch on something called attitude, and your attitude contributes to your success at the end of it. I'll tell you a story. There was a man who was living who was living on the streets, and he would sell balloons at a fair, every day, and he would have all these different colors, including colors like red, blue, green, whatever. And when his business was slow, he would release a helium balloon into the air. And when the kids saw that, they would run to him, and come up, and they would buy some balloons, and his sales would go up automatically. So every time his business was slow, he would release a helium balloon into the air. Now, he continued this process day in, day out, and he made quite a bit of money. And one day, he felt someone tugging at his jacket. And he turned around and he looked, and he saw this little boy who asked him, he said, Mister, he said, if you release a black balloon, would that also go up into the air and fly? Now, moved by the boy's concern, the man replied with empathy. He said, son, it's not the color of the balloon that matters. It's what's inside it that makes it go up. Now, the same thing applies to our lives. It's what inside that counts. It's what's inside that counts. It's what inside that makes us go up in our attitudes. I like what William James of Harvard University said. He said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Wow. Your attitude contributes to your success. And a study I was looking on the internet at some time, and I saw this, and it said a study attributed to Harvard University found that when a person gets a job or a promotion, 85% of the time it's because of their attitude. It's because of their attitude. And only 15% of the time it's because of their intelligence and the knowledge of specific facts or figures. Now, it is surprising, isn't it, that almost 100% of our educational dollars go into teaching facts and figures, which only accounts for 15% of our success in life. One's personal and professional life. And that is why it's important. You have the foundation of success, regardless of what field you've chosen, is attitude. Attitude is the absolute key. So I ask you this question. Do you have the right attitude to be able to go out there and find the career you need? Do you have the right attitude to be able to achieve the success you want? Do you have the right attitude to be able to bring up your kids in the right way? Do you have the right attitude to get out there and make things happen for yourself? Do you have the right attitude to become an entrepreneur in life? So it's what's inside that counts. Apart from attitude, a lot of people say, hey, you know what, I got a built-in weakness. I can't do things in life. I can't achieve things in life. And Bill's sitting here with me in the studio, and he's looking at me. Look, at the end of the day, it's about your strengths and your weaknesses. Yes, people look at their weakness, and focus on their strengths, and some people look at their strengths and focus on their weaknesses. But how do you change a weakness into a strength? Let me tell you a story. How do you change a weakness into a strength? Now, there was a family traveling down the freeway, and this one certain morning, and as they're traveling down the freeway, they meet with a severe accident. Now, there's got mom, dad, and a 6-year-old boy in the car. The mom and dad managed to, managed to break open the glass and jump through the front of the car, but the boy, they could not get their son out. The son was stuck in the car, and they pretty much had to wait for ambulance the emergency services to turn up to be able to take this boy out of the car. And they took this boy into surgery, and this boy went into surgery for about 10 straight hours. He had surgery, and while he was going through after 10 long straight hours, the surgeon came out and said to the parents, he said, "Look, I have good news and I have bad news for you. See, the good news is your son will live, but the bad news is he's going to be a one-armed kid. We've had to amputate his left arm." The parents, were happy that their son was alive, so they had to accept it. They had no other choice. They accepted it. Now, the parents went home, and the boy started to grow up. And as he was growing up, he loved martial arts. He used to watch, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and all martial art movies. And he loved martial arts. He became passionate about martial arts. He went to his dad one day and he said, "Dad, I want to learn martial arts. Mom, I want to learn martial arts." And Dad turned around to him and said, "Listen, son, with martial arts is a contact sport. With two arms, it's difficult. In fact, can you imagine with one arm? And son, you have one arm, and it's impossible for you to learn martial arts. You're going to get hurt pretty bad." Now, this boy was adamant. He wanted to learn martial arts, right? So he kept insisting that the dad and mom tried to give him some lessons or take him to a school to learn martial arts. So the dad got sick and tired of him, being after him, and he took his son down to some of the schools, and every school turned him away, said, "Look, we'll be happy to teach your son martial arts, but you know what? With one arm, it's impossible. With two arms, it's difficult. You can get hurt pretty bad with two arms. Can you imagine one arm? Your son's going to get hurt pretty bad every single day." But this boy was adamant. So finally, after weeks, they managed to find a school, and this master was like the guy in the Karate Kid, Sensei, or He said, "Listen, I'll teach your son martial arts on one condition, that he does not ask me any questions. Just do as I say." And well, the mom and dad was pretty happy that and the boy was pretty happy that someone was willing to teach him martial arts. So this went on, and for 2 months, 3 months, this master taught him this one move, just this one move. And 4 months, 5 months down the track, he was just learning this one move. So he went up to his master and he said, "Master, tell me, all these other kids coming in the last 6 months have learned these different moves, and here you have teaching me this one move." And the master said, "Listen, son, I took you on one condition, that you'll ask me no questions, just do as I say. And by the way, son, next month is the martial arts school competition, and I want you to take part in it." And the boy went, "Wow, this 11-year-old kid thought, wow, it's impossible for me to be able to get into competition and compete." But the boy said, "Listen, master, I really admire and respect you, but at the end of the day, I'm going to get hurt pretty bad because I only know this one move." And the master said, "Listen, don't ask any questions, just do as I say, and keep practicing this one move every single day." The competition came along, and the boy went into the competition, and there were some serious contenders in the competition. And in the very first round, this boy ended up doing this one move and managed to win. And the master said, and the audience was sitting there, went, "Whoa, what happened here? One-armed kid won the first round. Could be luck, just lucky. Go into the second round, third round, he manages to do this one move and manages to win." By then the audience went, "Whoa, what's happening here? Now, this is not the norm. This is impossible for a one-armed kid to get 3 rounds into the competition. Anyway, get into the quarterfinals, right?" Now, this is a tough competitor, and he was getting thrown aside, and he was losing the rounds. And pretty much everyone thought, okay, this is the end of it. And the master looked at him and he said, get up, son, get up and just do this one move. One move, come on. And kept, telling him, get up and do this one move, get up and do this one move. He managed to struggle up, get up with the greatest of struggle, and managed to do this one move and managed to win the quarterfinals. And here you got the semifinals, tough competitor again. He's getting beaten up, he's getting thrown on the side. He's lying there, looking at his master. His master said, get up and do the one move, son. Just don't do anything else. Get up and do the one move. He gets up, manages to do this one move and manages to win semi-finals. By this time, the audience went, whoa, whoa, what's going on here? Never seen anything like this, never heard of anything like this. Is this guy getting lucky every single round? What's going on here? But then, there was noise in the audience, people thinking, what's going on here? This is just impossible. Well, they get into the finals. Now this guy was twice a champion, and managed to get into the competition, get into the fight. Now in the very first round, he's lying, getting beaten up. In the second round, he's getting beaten up, absolutely getting an absolute thrashing from this champion. At one stage he's got blood oozing out from his mouth, from his face, and lying there getting counted out. And this was the end. And the master came to him, and he's looking at the master with tears down his eyes. The master said, son, get up and do the one move. Get up and do the one move. With greatest of struggle, he manages to pick himself up, get up and do this one move, and he manages to win the competition. And everyone went, whoa, whoa, wow, this is just impossible. How did this one-armed kid win the competition? Mom and dad came and hugged him and said, well done, son, but you really need some medical attention. Let's go right now. And the boy turned around to the mom and dad and said, Mom, Dad, you go. Today my master will take me home and he has some serious questions to answer. So on the way to the hospital, the boy said, Master, tell me, did I manage to win? Did I really win? Or did they allow me to win? Did I get lucky? And the master turned around to the boy and said, son, you did manage to win. No one gets something for nothing in life. No one gets lucky in life for nothing. You managed to win. It was hard work. But he says, how can I, Master? I only know this one move. And how did I manage to win the competition? And the master says, look, son, martial arts is a contact sport. And for every move, there's a counter move. And the only counter to your move that I taught you is to grab you by your left arm. And you have none. This boy learned to change his weakness into a strength. And this is my point, folks. Every person, every organization, every individual, every product has a built-in weakness. When you learn to change this weakness into a strength, you can become unstoppable in life. But it's a matter of finding that weakness and changing it into strength. And you've got to be able to get up and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to change this weakness into a strength. When you look at the successful people out there, they know their weaknesses, but focus on their strengths. And the rest know their strengths, but focus on the weaknesses. Which one is you? Learn to change your weakness into a strength, and that can help you achieve greatness in life. I learned to change my weakness into a strength. Doing what I'm doing right now on radio is impossible 6 years ago.